Okay, we stuck 45. But I gave you what I believe the year would be, 1958. This year, March 17, 2018, coming forward on Noah's birthday. So, why we stuck? We stuck because there can't find a linking measurement to the Red Horse stage, the time. We have some examples of Paul saying that after my departure, grievous wolves shall enter in, not sparing the flock. We see that. We see why Paul was living. Brethren were starting to divide, naming themselves. We see that. We see John writing to one of the three churches that was in fellowship with him, that entered into the body of Christ, rejecting certain nationalities of people in fellowship with them, in whatever kind of fellowship that should be required between members of the body of Jesus Christ. They had some issues. So, when was that? Well, Peter started the segregation, but he corrected it. And it was early in the infancy of the non-family members of the clan of Jacob receiving salvation. So, he said, go first to Jerusalem, to Jews, then to Samaria, then out to the outer universe of the world that you can walk on. And they did that. Okay. And they did that for 45 years. Now, where the problem coming? We know that Saul was standing at the last 3.5 years of the 70 weeks of Daniel. And he stood at the very end and could talk about his tutorship from one of the great Jewish philosophers of, he was a philosopher because he wasn't a priest, a philosopher, neither was Paul, or Saul, he wasn't no priest. So, he was from the tribe of Benjamin. Benjamin wasn't no priesthood. So Saul said he benefited above his fellows in the Jewish religion, so I don't know how he was benefiting. You know, what he was doing economically, if he was benefiting. But he was a tent maker. He made tents for a living. So I don't know if he's trying to say he was smarter than them cats, or because Gamaliel was a great scholar and teacher that he was, you know, had good pedigree. I don't know. Brother Salters, I sat under Brother Salters, Brother Lacey, Brother Clyde, Hawkins. You know, been around in the world sitting in brother churches, so what that means. So, we still stuck. We know today was the red horse coming after 45 years. But Timothy and Titus, them boys held it back. So now we need some examples. We go to the Old Covenant. See, it's usually 3 generations that hold on real strong. You see, the Joshua, all the prophets that outlived Joshua. So it's usually a 3-generation. You can have some kind of security that the word of truth going to be strong. But they was in the red horse. They was destined to fall. You couldn't keep it from falling, it was gonna fall. I mean, don't help it fall. Don't be one of the ones that do fall, because not a bone in this body gonna be broken. You don't want to be a broken, but the bones don't get broken; they get cut off. Oh, your time is up. I'm gonna get back to this. Because I want to take you there. So we know the red horse stage is written down in the script. Coming. But not the black. The black is going to give us some issues. Because they had something and they lost it. And what they had, they started measuring it out. We got this dude, Constantine. Yup.